There is a group of businessmen that are committed to sustainability. Today with me, I have the Director of Communications for the World Business Council of Sustainable Development, Peter Paul van der Wijs, who's going to tell us a little bit more. Welcome to Insead Knowledge.
Thank you very much.
So Peter, with shareholders looking for the highest returns, can big business be committed to sustainability?
Not only they can, if they're not, they'll be losing out in the future, is our opinion. If you consider the fact that the world will be populated by 9 billion people by 2050, and you realize that we're already running at the end of the resources that we have available for the current population, the question is not if they can, the question is more how fast can they adapt and how willing are they to take the right decisions now to implement sustainable thinking in their core business strategies and in their core competencies of their managers.
I did notice that you have several large members from China and India in your association. Is this something new, and how does their approach differ from that of the European and American companies that are members?
Is new in the sense that it tracks the development and understanding of the concept of sustainable development around the world. So you start seeing that the Asian countries are coming up and more start thinking about the issue of sustainable development. So if you want to compare them, it's more, they maybe started a little bit later, but they're moving very fast in moving up and becoming the leaders. And for example, one clear example is the fact that China is now the world's leader when it comes to clean energy investment. Based on a recent Ernst & Young study, you see that China has actually surpassed the US as the most interesting country to invest in when it comes to clean energy technology. So they're catching up fast.
What could we possibly be teaching our MBAs here at Insead to make them responsible leaders for sustainable development tomorrow?
First of all, I think they have to learn to look different at their business models and take a longer term view. The quarterly cycle is a problem when you start looking and start thinking about the kind of changes that we need in society. Again, 9 billion people in 2050, and the limited resources we have is a great way of focusing the attention and focusing the discussion on what kind of skills are needed in order to create a world that we all can live in. So if you start thinking about that concept, it becomes much more obvious that business leaders for the future need to understand the challenges the world faces and need to understand what kind of skills and competencies come with that to deal with these changes.
Peter Paul van der Wijs, thank you very much for being with us here on Insead Knowledge.
My pleasure.